in those days, and he said he didn't have a lot of money, and he said it was an enormous thing to pot that black for his own just peace of mind. Okay, he had to share the money, but it was a lot of money to share, and of course all got all the way to the final, and really ever since then he has been a top player.
26.
Ill health, of course, has intervened at times. He's had to manage his Crohn's disease. He's recovered twice from cancer. Just shows you what
27.
a tough character he is.
Well, that's right, isn't it? I mean, I've heard him say more than once that, you know, whatever happens on the snooker table is one thing, but it's nothing compared to real life problems like that. Your health. It's only a game of snooker we're all playing. And he's playing it a lot better here. This is the most fluent we've seen him in the match.
Yes, since he knocked that red into the right middle, as we look at O'Sullivan, he's just got a real spring in his step here. He's fancying the job now in this frame, Carter. Looking to really take the game to O'Sullivan here. Try and get him under a bit of pressure.
38.
Yes, if he has changed anything, I think he has slightly sped his game up. It looks as if he's playing more fluently and a bit quicker. Not dwelling over shots.
46.
And the 3 reds in the middle of the table will be more than enough to get this frame won. Just a couple of them will do. This looks like being a pretty quick kill in this 5th frame. And the match is starting to hot up and become very competitive.
This red is the ball.
54.
This is already his highest break of the match as well. But that's the one that makes it 3-2.
55. It
was a great achievement to get back in the top 16, because once you drop out, you can sort of disappear off the radar a bit. You're having to go to qualifiers, and obviously if you're not getting through them, you're not sort of sighted. But he's managed to get himself up to number 11 as the season begins. Well, that's gone wrong, unless he can knock this red in
68.
down this side cushion. But he's won the frame.
Frame conceded.
68 from the captain. And a pretty quick kill. This is exactly what he needed as the match resumed after the interval. As Ronnie O'Sullivan goes out between frames, the match has got a lot closer. The lead cut to 3-2. As I say, there was a ready knocked into right middle, and right after that, his whole body language seemed to change. He just sort of really started to get a spring in his step and made a nice break to get the frame won.
Yes, getting quite interesting now, isn't it? Just the way that he made that break showed the intent. A long way to go still in the match, but I think O'Sullivan with a little bit of thinking to do. He doesn't look at his best. We've said we thought we know why. He's perhaps a little rusty, but he's going to have to find his form quite soon. So it should get interesting at this point. Just in front of O'Sullivan.
It's day 2 of the Shanghai Masters here at the Grand Stage in Shanghai, and Ronnie O'Sullivan's lead over Ali Carter is cut to 3-2 after Carter's 68 break there in frame 5. Table 2, Mark Selby leads Hussein Vafai 2-1, And there's still a lot of mileage in frame 4. You can watch that on Discovery Plus, but it doesn't look like an early finish there on table 2.
You know, just wondering what sort of season Ronnie O'Sullivan's going to have this year. Foldsy147 is my Twitter. Dave Hendon alongside me at Dave Hendon. Send us a tweet, and we just focus on O'Sullivan. Perhaps, is he going to win his 8th world title? Is he going to win one of the majors? Is he going to win this week? It's hard to know. I mean, is time going to catch up with him? I don't think it is. I think at some point he'll hit his form. If you want to send us a tweet, let us know what you think, and feel free to do so as we wait for O'Sullivan's return.
Well, they're like sort of statues, aren't they? The class of '92, Ronnie and John and Mark. You know, they're just kind of there. And even today, Mark and John have played well and they've won. Mark will play Luke at Bristol tomorrow. Higgins, of course, waiting for the winner of this match. Remarkable trio of players, and they become more remarkable as the years pass. Obviously, you know, they're not winning every week, but they're still winning a lot of matches between them.
Well, I mean, they've got all the experience in the world, which is a great thing, but that's not always enough. Clearly, as you get older, you've got experience of a lot of things, but you know, your eyesight, your coordination, certainly in a sport, would possibly go, but those 3 it doesn't seem to affect. And I mean, I think we mentioned earlier that there was a time when you got to about 40 and everyone thought that, you know, your days as a player the best days were behind you. And there's an example of a player that's in his 40s and he's still a top player. And so many are now. It is a slightly different game to what it used to be.
Yes, and of course a lot of them, when it was sort of a young man's game, it's the same people. When it was dominated by 20-somethings, it was the class of '92. They've just moved on. Obviously a lot of other players have come through as well. Mark Selby's turned 40 actually this year. Sean Murphy, Neil Robertson in recent years.
It seems that they are the peak years. I know that the class of '92 might be the exception, but I think 40-ish is a pretty good age to be a player. You've got all those experiences, good and bad, and obviously the most important thing is you've got to be a good player in the first place.
On we go then with frame 6 of a possible 11. Ronnie O'Sullivan leads 3-2. Ali Carter played a good last frame, now trying to get level.
Well, I think he had a look at that. And the safety shot, the angle back to bolt was always going to be the priority, but he felt that the red was adjacent to the pocket from the plant, and it was. He's not going to take the break any further, though. I think he tried to play that shot where you put the bolt colour into the bunch to open the reds, but he missed the target there off the green.
It's true, of course, snooker's only a game, but Carter is a very competitive character and he's just sensing a chance, I think, in this match now. But he knows from personal experience the danger with O'Sullivan is it just suddenly all comes to life and clicks into gear, and then it can be, well, quite a quick affair. That's the danger. It's not quite happened yet today, but it's always a possibility.
Such a good shot. I mean, the way he plays that shot, you're never going to leave much. But knocking the red in puts him on the black and gets him in early again here. So be a bit early to say this match is just turning on its head, but you do feel right now that of the two, Ali Carter's got a little bit more spring in his step, a bit more rhythm in his game. Easy when they're potting the balls, but just the general body language would favour Carter, but not the scoreline still. Yeah, not badly played at all. Obviously, the angle he's got on his next colour, he's not so easy to get down for a red. Just off straight the wrong side on the green. He'd have to force this in to go around the angles. And he's looking at the black, I think. This is quite a thin one. Now, this is a big shot if he takes it on. Well, he is going to play it by the looks of things. It was between two. But this is a significant shot that he's playing here. It's a delightful shot. That is a very positive shot selection from Carter to play a black, which was a lot more difficult to pot than the green, but offered better position.
$25. $32.
Choice of reds, the red to the right middle, a little close to it with the cue ball, so the other one screwing off the bunch onto the black. Well, how about that? Well, right now, Carter is looking by far and away the best he's played in the match, and probably the best spell from either player, I would say, pretty confidently.
Yeah, I mean, he's given every shot everything, isn't he?
40.
After that good break in the last frame, he's obviously feeling good. Sensing an opportunity here.
$41. $48. $49. $56.
So
57.
all the hard work has been done with regards to getting this frame one at this visit. He's got to make sure that he doesn't leave anything behind here and goes on and clinches the frame.
64.
Should set the match up. It's quite intriguing the way that it's poised. Sullivan led 3-1, but hasn't really figured since the mid-session
65.
interval.
Well, this has been a very accomplished
68.
contribution. And you can just see the confidence in him now.
69.
So, very interesting match. He needed to do something after the interval. My word, he has done. He's put together two very good frames.
I wonder if he's got any thoughts of just nudging the red over on the right. No, I think he's going to go to the bottom of the cue ball. So the two on his side of the table are the ones he's playing on. Thought he might have been trying to play on the other red on the right side. Not much you can do in this game sitting in a chair. Sullivan he probably already knew he had to play better than he was at 3-1, but if he didn't, he certainly does now. No century, but a good break all the same.
Yeah, very good. He'd be disappointed, I think, not to make the century, but 83, that's his highest contribution of the day so far, and he's put together two excellent frames since the interval. He's looking confident, so game on here in Shanghai. Ronnie O'Sullivan led 3-1 at the interval, but he's been pegged back to 3-3. Just having a little snack just to keep the energy up. But